In the heart of Africa, where the sun scorches the endless plains and the horizon shimmers like a golden sea, lives the undisputed ruler of the savannah, the lion. Its roar, deep and thunderous, echoes across more than 8 kilometers, a proclamation of power that ripples through the air and into the bones of all who hear it. There may be no visible crown in nature, yet every creature knows who reigns over these lands. The lion is the embodiment of strength, weighing up to 250 kilograms with razor-sharp teeth and muscles rippling beneath a golden mane. It is a masterpiece of predatory design, yet its true might lies not in the individual, but in the pride. Within this social unit, each member plays a vital role. Lionesses swift and cunning lead the hunts, while the males, with their imposing manes, defend the pride and safeguard the young. Unity is the foundation of their dominance. On a sweltering afternoon, a herd of zebras grazes in quiet peace. Hidden among the tall grass, lionesses move like liquid shadows, every motion deliberate, every breath measured. The wind conceals their scent. The distance closes. Then a burst of movement. One lioness lunges with lightning speed. The earth trembles beneath pounding hooves. Dust fills the air, and chaos erupts. The zebra resists, but the pride's coordination is flawless. Within moments, the hunt is over. Victorious roars rise into the sky, an ancient song of triumph. But even kings must face defeat. On another day, a pride ambushes a herd of buffalo. The strategy seems perfect, a distraction from one side, an attack from the flanks. The buffalo retaliate with sheer force. Their massive bodies and sharp horns turn the ambush into chaos. A young male is knocked down, trampled under the stampede. The pride retreats, carrying the bitter lesson of failure. In the savannah, defeat is a harsh teacher, one that instills patience, wisdom, and the humbling truth that no king reigns forever. When scarcity comes, life grows harder. Cubs cry out in hunger, their fragile bodies trembling beneath the shade of acacia trees. Night after night, the lionesses set out to hunt, risking everything to feed their young. The males, manes flowing in the wind, patrol the boundaries of their domain, ever watchful for rivals. Their roar at dawn is both a warning and a declaration. This kingdom has an owner, and his blood burns with fury. circle of life offers no rest. Beneath gentle rains that signal a new season, the cubs play among the wet grass. Their clumsy leaps and innocent growls are small sparks of future power, the promise of the pride's survival. The adults watch closely, balancing affection with discipline, aware that within those tiny paws lies the future of their lineage. Every hunt, every clash, every loss forges the pride's strength. Lions do more than survive, they adapt, refine their instincts, and pass down the hard-earned wisdom of countless generations. To be king of the savannah is not a gift, it is a burden, earned through blood, endurance, and sacrifice. When dawn paints the horizon in crimson hues, lions emerge from the tall grass. They move in silence, heads held high, eyes unyielding. They need no crowns or banners. Their presence alone commands reverence. For a moment, the entire savannah seems to hold its breath, aware that the true rulers of this wild kingdom are once again on the move. Day after day, generation after generation, lions continue to write Africa's story with their roars. They are kings not by divine right, but by proof of strength. Cunning and an unbreakable will to defend their throne in a world where nothing is given and everything must be claimed. The lion is more than a predator. It is the living symbol of nature's eternal power. And as long as its roar echoes beneath the African sky, the savannah will always have a sovereign. In the vast and unforgiving African savannah, where every sunrise marks the beginning of another battle for survival, lives a creature small in size but immense in courage. Amid the dry grasses and thorny shrubs emerges a fearless fighter that bows to no one, the honey badger. Its legendary reputation wasn't built by chance or exaggeration, but through centuries of defying the odds and taking on enemies far greater in strength, size, and ferocity. Ancient African tribes regarded it as a symbol of resilience. While lions command respect with their mighty roars and hyenas with their eerie laughter, the honey badger earns it through sheer determination. Its low, muscular body might seem unimpressive at first glance, Short legs, slow movements, almost harmless in appearance, yet beneath that deceptive calm lies a natural-born warrior. Its first line of defense is its skin, a dense, flexible armor, nearly half a centimeter thick. This biological shield makes it almost impervious to the claws of leopards, the fangs of lions, the quills of porcupines, and even the venom of deadly cobras. When caught in a predator's jaws, the honey badger doesn't panic. It twists within its loose skin with astonishing agility and strikes back with a bite strong enough to turn the tide of the fight. Across the plains, it's known as an adversary that never retreats. There are countless stories of honey badgers facing giant pythons, enduring crushing coils and venomous bites, only to break free and tear into their scaly attackers. Even the king of the savannah, the lion, often gives up after facing its relentless fury. It's not unusual to see a massive predator backing off while this small beast stands its ground. Yet, the honey badger's greatness isn't defined by battle alone. It's also a master of survival. As dusk paints the plains in crimson hues, it begins its nightly hunt, moving silently through the thickets with eyes glowing like embers. For this creature, the concept of food is flexible insects, larvae, eggs, carrion, and even hard-shelled turtles all fall within its diet. Its keen sense of smell leads it unerringly to hidden nests, and its strong claws tear through the earth to uncover burrowing rodents. Nothing is truly safe when the honey badger is on the prowl. And when it finds a beehive, it doesn't hesitate smashing through wax and wood, devouring honey and larvae while hundreds of bees sting its tough hide. The pain doesn't stop it. For this fearless forager, the sweetness is worth every sting. During its nightly journeys, the honey badger can travel dozens of kilometers, driven by unyielding stamina and a fearless spirit. Even when confronted by packs of African wild dogs, coordinated and deadly hunters, it refuses to surrender. With its fur bristling and teeth flashing, it snarls defiantly, often forcing the pack to keep its distance. Nature often tests its limits with overwhelming odds. A confrontation with multiple hyenas might force it to withdraw, but not before proving that it's a dangerous enemy. Its piercing growl and raised fur create the illusion of a much larger animal, enough to make most predators think twice before attacking. Despite its stout and rugged appearance, the honey badger surprises even the keenest observers with its unexpected agility. It is an exceptional climber, able to scale thick tree trunks with remarkable ease. And when the situation demands speed, it can sprint up to 30 kilometers per hour fast enough to chase down small prey or escape a sudden ambush. This rare balance of strength, stamina, intelligence, and speed makes the honey badger a living paradox, small, yet nearly indestructible. Beneath the dry soil of the savannah, it builds deep underground burrows, hidden fortresses that shield it from nocturnal predators. There, within a labyrinth of cool, dark tunnels, it rests after long nights of relentless hunting. But even in sleep, the honey badger remains vigilant. Every sound in the distance could signal danger, or the promise of another meal. When dawn paints the plains in gold once again, it rises without hesitation, ready to patrol its territory as if the night before had never happened. For this fierce creature, there is no true rest, no fear of defeat. In the mind of the honey badger, every new day is another battle to be fought with the same fearless resolve. In an ecosystem ruled by giants, the honey badger proves that true power isn't measured by size, but by an unbreakable will to endure. It is nature's embodiment of defiance, a small gladiator whose courage has earned it a legendary place in the chronicles of the African wilderness. Across the vast African plains, as the sun dips below the horizon and shadows stretch across the dry grass, a haunting sound pierces the evening air, the coarse, chilling laughter of hyenas. To many, that echo represents death and decay. Yet behind this dark reputation lies a far more complex truth. Hyenas are extraordinary hunters, relentless strategists that have turned cooperation into a true art of survival. An adult hyena can weigh over 80 kilograms of dense, powerful muscle. Its jaws, among the strongest in the animal kingdom, can crush thick bones with astonishing ease. Though they may lack the majestic mane of a lion or the lightning speed of a cheetah, their bodies are built for endurance. Stamina is their greatest gift. They can run for miles without tiring, chasing prey until exhaustion brings it down. Hyenas live in clans that can number more than 70 individuals. These are not mere groups, but intricate societies where every member has a purpose, and synchronization determines success. Under the dim light of dusk, the clan moves like an invisible army. One hyena begins the pursuit, driving an antelope in a chosen direction, while others lie in wait, anticipating every move. When the trap finally closes, the hunt ends with surgical precision. Their image as scavengers is not entirely undeserved. They do take advantage of what other predators leave behind, but defining them only by that is to overlook their true mastery. More than 70% of their meals come from their own hunts, executed with ruthless efficiency and teamwork. Each chase is a coordinated assault, a demonstration of nature's raw intelligence and collective power. As twilight deepens, a small herd of impalas grazes unsuspectingly among the tall grass. A lone female drifts a little too far from the group. Instantly, a pair of glowing yellow eyes ignites in the darkness. The first hyena bursts forward with explosive speed. The impala flees, believing it has escaped, unaware it is being herded straight into an ambush. Within moments, the entire clan surges in, jaws snapping with relentless precision. The feast begins, but even then, vigilance never ceases. Every ear stays raised, every eye alert, ready to defend the hard-won prize. Competition is never far away. From the distance, a pack of African wild dogs approaches, drawn by the scent of fresh meat. Tension rises. Growls and screeches fill the air, a chaotic contest for dominance. The dogs are swift and cunning, but the hyenas' sheer numbers and aggression turn the tide. Gradually, the intruders retreat, leaving the victors to claim their reward, their eerie laughter echoing triumphantly through the night. Yet the life of a hyena is not defined solely by conflict. It is also a story of care and devotion. In a hidden den among the bushes and rocks, a mother gives birth to her cubs. With curious eyes and unsteady steps, the tiny ones explore their world for the first time. The clan watches over them fiercely, knowing that in the wild, every newborn is a fragile miracle. But danger is never far. A lone lion, silent as the wind, prowls near, drawn by the scent of the pack. Alarm calls erupt. The clan forms a living wall, ready to defend their young, even at the risk of their own lives. Even with all their power, hyenas know the taste of loss. When a cub falls to a lion's claws or vanishes amid chaos, The clan moves on. There is no time for mourning. The savannah does not allow sorrow. It demands resilience. Here, life offers no pauses. Survival is a relentless march forward. During the dry season, when the grass withers and water becomes scarce, hyena clans travel vast distances in search of sustenance. Their eerie laughter, often misunderstood, is far more than a chilling sound of the wild. It's a complex language, a series of calls that signal danger, summon allies, or share triumph. Each echo strengthens their unity and keeps the spirit of the clan alive across the endless plains. Hyenas are not crowned queens nor noble kings of the savannah. They are survivors shaped by the raw, unyielding heart of Africa. Where other predators falter, they endure. Where others retreat, they persist. Within their laughter beats the dark rhythm of the wild, a reminder that in nature, victory does not always belong to beauty or grace, but to resilience, cunning, and the unbreakable will to survive. In the vast African savanna, where the horizon seems infinite, and the sun turns each blade of grass into a thread of gold. A figure rises that seems to halt time itself. It doesn't roar or strike. It has no claws or fangs, but when it spreads its wings, the wilderness falls silent in awe. It is the crowned crane, the eternal dancer beneath Africa's blazing sky. Its silhouette is unmistakable. Soft gray feathers shimmer in the light, while black and white wings spread like the brushstrokes of an artist. Upon its head shines a golden crown of stiff plumes, radiant, like the halo of the sun. Every movement feels deliberate. Each step, a note in nature's secret choreography, a graceful reminder that even in the wild, elegance can be a form of power. But the crowned crane's true splendor reveals itself when the season of courtship arrives. Then, the plains come alive with one of nature's most enchanting performances. The crane stretches its neck, unfurls its wings, and spins in slow, rhythmic circles to music only the earth can hear. It leaps, flaps, and calls with a deep, resonant voice, a dance that does more than attract a mate. It seals a lifelong bond. For once a crowned crane chooses its partner, it remains loyal for life. Few species in the savannah understand loyalty as deeply as these birds do. Male and female work together to build their nest among the wetlands, raising their chicks and defending every patch of grass that shelters their family. When danger draws near, the mother transforms. Her feathers bristle. Her wings spread wide to appear larger, and her sharp beak becomes her shield. In that instant, the graceful dancer turns into a fearless guardian. Dawn unveils the intimate rhythm of their daily lives. A pair forages among dew-covered weeds, their long legs gliding elegantly through the shallow water. Their keen eyes catch the slightest movement, locating grasshoppers or small frogs hidden among the blades. The morning seems peaceful, yet high above, a martial eagle circles patiently, its gaze fixed on the vulnerable chicks below. For the crowned cranes, every day is a delicate balance between beauty and survival, a dance where the fate of the next generation is constantly at stake. Beyond their ecological role, crowned cranes hold a deep cultural significance. In many African traditions, they symbolize prosperity, harmony, and sacred union. Their elegant dances have inspired myths, songs, and celebrations across generations. Their image adorns fabrics and paintings, and most notably, it graces the flag of Uganda, a symbol of pride, dignity, and resilience. Through them, Africa honors the untamed beauty of its land and the enduring spirit of its wildlife. Yet that beauty now faces an uncertain future. Wetlands that once shimmered like endless mirrors of life are fading, threatened by human expansion and the relentless effects of climate change. Habitat loss and illegal hunting push this immortal dancer closer to silence. Each passing year, their territories shrink, and with them, the invisible music that guides their dance begins to fade. Still, the crowned cranes do not surrender. At dusk, as the sun melts into the horizon and paints the sky in hues of purple and flame, a flock takes flight. Their golden crowns gleam in the twilight like living torches. They perch atop tall trees, a rare skill among cranes, made possible by a uniquely developed hind toe. From their elevated sanctuary, they gaze over the savanna with the calm majesty of beings who belong both to the sky and to the earth. To watch them is to witness a daily miracle. They are dancers performing the symphony of life, guardians of fidelity, and silent witnesses to a continent in transformation. And though the challenges grow, every time they open their wings and trace circles in the air, they remind us that hope still soars free. The crowned crane does more than survive. It dazzles, inspires, and teaches. Its dance is an eternal poem, a prayer carried on the African wind, and a timeless reminder that true immortality is not measured in years, but in the radiant mark we leave upon the heart of the world. In the heart of humid forests, where the air hums with life and mystery, a delicate creature drifts through beams of sunlight, the butterfly. With wings as light as petals and colors that shimmer like living art, it seems to exist solely to beautify the world. Yet behind that fragile grace lies one of the most astonishing survival stories in all of nature. Every butterfly's journey begins in the most humble way as a tiny, voracious caterpillar. At first glance, it appears insignificant, crawling unnoticed among green leaves, but hidden within its small body is the secret of a miraculous transformation. In an act of pure instinct, it seals itself inside a dark cocoon, motionless and silent, isolated from the world. For days, or even weeks, it hangs suspended, exposed to the weather, to predators, and to time itself. What happens inside that cocoon is a mystery and a marvel. The caterpillar's body dissolves and is rebuilt from nothing, as if nature were reshaping it in silence, preparing something entirely new. And when the time comes, from that fragile shell emerges a winged being no longer bound to the earth, but destined for the skies. The butterfly, living proof of transformation and hope. Its wings, painted with colors that rival the finest masterpieces, may seem fragile, but their delicacy is deceptive. Though it lacks claws or venom, the butterfly survives through instinct and adaptation. Its greatest weapon is disguise, patterns that mimic the eyes of predators, hues that blend perfectly with leaves, or iridescent reflections that confuse attackers. Sometimes, a simple flutter of its wings is enough to escape danger. But survival isn't its only legacy. Some butterflies defy the limits of endurance through epic migrations. They cross thousands of kilometers, facing storms, predators, and drastic climate changes, guided only by nature's invisible compass. The monarch butterfly, for instance, travels across entire continents to reach the exact place where life will begin anew. A journey that seems impossible for such a fragile creature becomes a living testament that the will to survive can transform the impossible into reality. Beyond their delicate beauty and resilience, butterflies play a vital role in maintaining the planet's ecological balance. As they drift gracefully from flower to flower, they carry invisible grains of pollen, tiny messengers ensuring the continuity of plant life. Without their quiet intervention, countless forests and meadows would lose their ability to bloom again each spring. Every flutter of their wings is more than a spectacle of color. It's a silent contribution to the living fabric of Earth. To human eyes, the butterfly has become a symbol of the ethereal and the spiritual. Its metamorphosis inspires myths, poems, and sacred symbols across cultures. It embodies rebirth after darkness, the triumph of transformation, and the strength hidden within fragility. In many traditions, butterflies are believed to be the souls of ancestors returning to visit the living, a gentle reminder that life never truly ends. In some of the planet's most perilous forests, where predators stalk with venom and fangs, the butterfly continues its dance, defying logic itself. It reminds us that survival isn't always about brute strength. Sometimes it's about persistence, awareness, and the ability to turn vulnerability into purpose and beauty. Each time a butterfly spreads its wings and takes flight, it sends an ancient message that life, no matter how fragile, can always begin again. Beneath apparent delicacy lies an unbreakable strength, and even in a relentless world, the gentlest forms of life can endure forever. In the humid depths of the Amazon, where the air feels alive, and across the African plains, where each grain of sand carries the memory of past battles, thrives a silent army, tiny in form, yet vast in power, the ants. They need no roars or shining fangs to command respect. Their real might lies in unity, discipline, and an instinct for survival that has made them one of the most successful empires in the animal kingdom. At first glance, they seem insignificant, just small, restless dots moving across the earth. But a closer look reveals perfect coordination. Every step, every fragment of leaf carried, every tunnel carved in the soil follows a precise purpose, the good of the colony. In their world, individuality holds no weight. It is the collective that ensures survival. Among them, few inspire as much awe as the bullet ant. Its glossy black body, barely a few centimeters long, hides venom of extraordinary potency. A single sting can unleash pain compared to a bullet wound, an intense burning that can last for 24 hours. In Brazil, the Sateré-Moé tribe has turned this creature into a symbol of initiation. Young men, on the threshold of adulthood, must wear gloves filled with live bullet ants, enduring the ordeal in silence. Each sting becomes a mark of courage and spiritual connection to their ancestors. Further south, another species displays an astonishing strategy, the fire ants. When floods overtake their nests, panic never sets in. Instantly, they link together, forming a living raft that floats along the current. None are abandoned. Each becomes part of a collective body built for survival. This extraordinary sense of sacrifice and cooperation turns them into an unstoppable army, able to withstand natural disasters that would devastate other creatures. Deep in the South American jungle, yet another army moves with terrifying precision. The army ants. They build no permanent nests, no walls to defend. They are tireless nomads, creating temporary shelters each night from their own interlocked bodies. At dawn, they surge forward like a black tide. Hundreds of thousands advance as an unstoppable wave that devours everything in its path. Butterflies, beetles, lizards, even small birds, none escape if caught in their march. Their movement is nature's reminder that cooperation, precision, and instinct can forge power greater than any weapon. The secret behind their power lies not in individual strength, but in flawless coordination. They move as though guided by a single mind, executing attacks with a precision and speed that rivals even the fiercest predators of the savannah. Their jaws, razor-sharp on a microscopic scale, can tear through prey in seconds, leaving behind nothing but silence and empty remains. To the forest, they are like a sudden storm, arriving without warning, consuming everything in their path, and vanishing as swiftly as they came, leaving only the memory of their passing. Yet not all ants live by war. Some have transformed agriculture into an art perfected through ages. Leaf-cutter ants march in endless lines, carrying pieces of greenery many times their own size. But they do not feed on these leaves. Instead, they take them underground to cultivate a special fungus, the colony's main source of nourishment. This living society functions with perfect harmony, where each member has a purpose: cutters, carriers, caretakers, and soldiers. Together, they form one of nature's most organized and efficient systems, a living machine designed by evolution itself. In contrast to the ferocity of warrior ants and the burning sting of bullet ants, others, like the weaver ants, reveal nature's most creative side. Using silk produced by their larvae, they stitch leaves and branches together, crafting suspended nests high in the trees. From this elevated refuge, safe from many ground predators, they protect their queens and young. These green structures may seem fragile, yet they are hanging fortresses, resilient against rain and wind. The world of ants is both brutal and magnificent, a reminder that power doesn't always come from size or visible weapons. Their true strength lies in cooperation, in the ability to sacrifice individuality for the survival of the colony. Where lions and jaguars rule through physical might, ants dominate through discipline, strategy, and overwhelming unity. For many indigenous peoples, ants are silent teachers of endurance. They embody the patience of teamwork, the constancy of never stopping, and the wisdom of acting as one organism. In their smallness, they carry a timeless lesson that unity is stronger than any solitary fang. Across every corner of the jungle and the savannah, beneath fallen leaves or within cracks in the earth, beats the pulse of an invisible army that never rests. They are the ants, the tireless builders, farmers, and warriors whose endless march reminds us that even the tiniest creatures can quietly rule the world. Across the African savanna and the lush rainforests of South America, a single story unfolds the timeless struggle for life. Here, every creature, no matter how small or fragile, carries upon its skin the ancient mark of survival. The honey badger has taught us that courage is not measured by size, but by an unbreakable spirit that never retreats. The butterfly reminds us that even the most delicate beauty hides a strength capable of crossing entire continents. The ants, through unwavering discipline, prove that unity can turn the smallest beings into a force impossible to defeat. The crowned crane, dancing beneath the golden sun, shows that grace and devotion are also weapons of life. The hyena, with its harsh laughter, reveals that strategy and endurance can rival the sharpest fangs. And the lions, sovereigns of the plains, remind us that power is never a gift. It is earned daily through strength, patience, and wisdom. Each of these creatures is a vital piece in nature's grand puzzle, sustaining the fragile balance of our planet. Their battles, migrations, songs, and calls form the chapters of an endless symphony, a living rhythm that never ceases. Through them, we learn that survival does not belong only to the strongest, but also to the clever, the united, the persistent, and above all, the brave. When night falls and the wind sweeps across the plains, the sounds of the wild blend together, the buzz of insects, the calls of birds, the rustle of hidden hunters. It is an eternal reminder that in nature, life never pauses. The cycle moves on, relentless, magnificent, and alive. In this kingdom without walls or borders, where every day could be the last, every creature leaves a mark. And within that mark lies the greatest truth of all immortality is not about living forever, but about resisting, fighting, and shining brightly in the fleeting moment we are given upon the stage of the world.